Sorry if you can hear my washing machine going in the back. Should be done soon. How is everybody doing? Let me pull up the chat. Hold on. Sign in. What? Okay, bear with me. I don't think I've used this iPad to sign in. I actually have two iPads, one for work and one personal one. Oh, geez. Oh, goodness gracious. Just sent me a freaking code. Man, I really thought I had my crap together today to do this, but apparently not. Let me know how the sound is. I know I've got the thing going. Sorry. 3. Okay. So, good news. I finished my mock-up for my shirt right here. And you know what? I will try it on for you. So let me grab it. I did actually use some iron-on interfacing. I don't typically use it because I don't like how it bubbles up, has a tendency to bubble up on me. But I decided since this fabric was pretty thin, it definitely needed some extra interfacing. So here's my little, I just realized I have another tie top underneath this one, which is a little funny. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think the sleeves actually have kind of loosened up a little bit since I first sewed these side seams. I think I will add, apologies for the washer, it's so loud. Okay, it's done now. I think I will add a little bit of width to the elbow right here. Feels okay now, but for the future, other fabrics might not be as forgiving. So I will do that. The only other adjustments, I don't know if I did actually adjust the darts a little bit. So the regular darts, you know, it's just your typical standard dart like that. But I ended up scooping out a bit more. I don't know if I can tap that. Let's see. It's blown out a little bit. But I ended up scooping out a bit more and curving the dart so that there was a little bit less excess fabric here, which ended up working out pretty well. So I will make those adjustments to my paper pattern. The back, let's see here. Let me adjust this really quickly. Hold on, sorry. Here's the back. I think this turned out, it looks really close to the pattern package. And I'm very happy with it, and I'm very glad I decided to do the full bust adjustment and add the darts because I think it really, it needed it. So yeah, super happy with this. So this is piece 1 down. I'm not sure if this white shirt will make it into the mini vacation capsule or not, just because I don't know if the colors, I think it's a little bit too white, but it's gonna go in my, you know, pinup capsule for sure. So super cute, love it. I am going to try to make the little modesty panel I mentioned in the last video. I don't know if I will do it for this one because this one, you can see it's pretty sheer. So I might just use this as sort of almost in place of like, you know, cover up or a bolero, just something to kind of cover myself a little bit more you know, in general, so I'm not showing so much skin. But super happy with it, and I will be making the short sleeve version for my mini vacation capsule. Very excited to do that. So let me just hang this up. Actually, no, I think I'll just keep wearing it while I'm doing this. Why not, you know? Okay. So today, I am going to be working on the little bra top. This little one right up here. I just need to do a little bit of a full bust adjustment to that. And I have already measured myself. So I've got really only two pieces. It's the band and the little bra front piece. It does have straps too, but that doesn't really need to be adjusted. I can just, depending on how long they need to be, I can just do that. So what I'm gonna do, oops, is move this a little bit so you can see a bit better. Hold on. Sorry if that's loud. Okay. So here's the little bra top. It's got two darts. It's got a side dart there and a dart at the bottom. Hopefully you can see. And so my first step is to draw two lines going from the ends of the darts through the top to find where the apex is. And then I will adjust using that as like a reference point. And I don't need to add a ton to this, but I need to add a little bit. Something I kind of struggle with is deciding, you know, I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I'm assuming yes. But like, you know, how your bust is gonna fit into bra tops. Because like for me, my boobs are, you know, everybody's got different shapes, right? And different like projections. And mine, they're more the projected type, but unless they're really supported, they're not projected a lot. So like, for example, a bullet bra, I love bullet bras because they actually support me. Modern bras don't fit me at all. I can never get one that actually has enough volume, like projecting wise. And so with sewing, I have to kind of decide, you know, do I want to try to fit them in their projected state or they're just normal like this state? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I hope somebody out there knows what I mean. And if anyone's listening, could you let me know if the sound is okay? I'm assuming yes, but I just want to make sure because I don't have my AirPods in. But, oh, you know what? I'm going to go off of Wi-Fi. I just remembered last time, hold on. Hopefully that's going to be better because last time I was on Wi-Fi and the quality was not very good. So let me know if that's any better or worse. Just let me know. I'm still working out this whole live streaming thing. Okay. Thanks, Julia. Thank you. Okay. So I have traced or drawn through the center of the darts here. So I found my apex right there. At least that's where it should be, according to the pattern maker, Simplicity. So I did measure myself, like I said, and my underbust comfortably is about 31.5 inches. So the band is going to be about 31.5 inches finished. The band as provided is actually 30 inches. So I'm gonna have to add 1.5 inches. Okay, quality is slightly better now. Yes, P.S. Thank you for the slide, really appreciated. You're welcome, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, quality and sound are really good. I'm so excited I've caught this stream. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add 1.5 inches to the band. So this is actually half of the band. So it does have a button there, and I measured from where the button is to where the seam allowance ends there. And it's about 1.5 inches shy of where I need it to be. And then for the little bra top, if I measure the width here, of course you always have to remember to take into account the seam allowance. It will be about okay, it will be about 10 1/4 inches. And so, and here's the other thing, like I was talking about the projection. You know, just like this, with gravity doing its thing, it's gonna be different than if I leaned over and actually measured the projection. So I always kind of have to decide, like, all right, you know, how do I want to actually fit this thing? So basically this pattern is designed for a 34-inch bust. And that means that they have added how much ease here. So if that's 10 1/4, I actually got my calculator out this time. So I don't have to do everything in my head or on paper, which is good for me. All right, so 10.25, I know it's 20.5, but okay, 20.5. Wow, so that's 20.5 for the front bust plus the back. Oh, actually, you know what? Where's the back of this? Hold on. There is another back piece. Is it? No. The shorts piece. It's here somewhere. Bear with me. This is like, oh, so messy. Okay, here we go. Found it. Bra back. Okay. So that will be about, again, don't forget the seam allowance. That's my ice maker. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you measure, like if there's buttons, you know, you're not measuring from here because the buttons are here, right? So you're gonna wanna measure from there because that's gonna be how tight it is when it's on you. Okay, so what's everybody working on? Are you working on stuff? Are you just cleaning, hanging out? What's going on? So this is gonna be about 7 3/4 inches. So 7 3/4 inches times 2. So 7.75 times 2, 15.5 inches. Plus the 20.5 inches from the bust. I got some of the Simplicity Gertie patterns and I'm working on a top right now. Woohoo! Nice. Which one? Okay, so if we do 20.5 inches for the 2 bust pieces plus the back at 15.5 inches, then we are left with 36 inches finished garment measurement. So that means that they have accounted for 2 inches of ease in the bust, because if the pattern is for a bust of 34 and the finished garment measurement is 36, that means, like I said, they expect there to be 2 inches of ease. So my bust is, you know what, let's see, one thing I did not measure. I measured my under bust and I forgot to measure my full bust. It's gonna be a little bit different because of the shirts, but it's about, it's like 37.5. Yeah, 37.5. Went down actually. Okay, so 37.5 inches. So that's a difference of, I can do this in my head, but I'm not going to. 3.5 inches, obviously, okay. So that means I need to add 3.5 inches to the full bust measurement. So if the upper bust, if my bust measurement actually was the same as what the pattern was drafted for, I would only have to add that to the actual bust part of it. But since my under bust is different and my over bust is a little bit different, it's like 1.5 inches difference, that means some of it is going to come from the kind of shoulder chest area and some of it is going to actually be in the bust, some of it being the additional ease and sizing. Does that make sense? So basically that means I need to add my finished garment measurement for the bust should be 39.5 inches if I'm gonna have 2 inches of ease in the bust. It's a difference of 3.5. I mean, it's the same thing, but anyway, so 39.5 inches. And then the under bust needs to adjust by 1.5 inches. And the back needs to adjust by, let's see how much. I mean, it's kind of whatever, however I want to kind of add a little bit of width. So this is actually, this bra back piece goes on top of the waistband piece, like that. And then the little bra top part is like that. And also this is gathered in the front here. center front is going to be gathered. And hang on one second. Allergy break. My nose is always got allergies, and springtime here, it's like the pollen is just insane. Anyway, all right, so I need to add 1.5 inches to the band. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll kind of base everything else off of this. So I think what I'm gonna do is just split this right at the side seam. So this is the center front and that's the center back. The side seam is actually marked right there, and I'm gonna just cut it vertically, and then I'm gonna add 1.5 inches. Actually, no, I'm gonna add 3/4 inch because it's divided by 2 because there's 2 sides. So, I don't know how interesting this is. Do you guys prefer like chatty live streams or more, you know, demonstration? I don't want to be doing overkill because my last attempt at a, you know, more of a demonstration type of live stream, it was embarrassing because I forgot I forgot exactly how to do a full bust adjustment, and also the full bust adjustment that I was doing on this pattern doesn't have any darts as it's drafted, so I don't want to be overkill on like the dry directions, you know. Anyway, all right, so I found my center, or sorry, my side seam, and I'm gonna cut this right at the side seam. And then I'm gonna take some extra paper and my tape. Where is my tape? Here it is. And I'm gonna tape one side down on here, and then I'm gonna measure 3/4 inch and tape the other side. Okay. And I really want to make sure this is straight. Okay. It depends. I like this one right now because I'm about to attempt a similar project. Okay. Okay, well that's good to know. I haven't done a lot of adjustments like this, to be honest with you. I really only kind of started doing any full bust adjustments in the last year, really. I kind of just was like, oh, I can get away without doing one. And like, I could, but it fits better if you do one, if you need one. And I don't need as big a one as some people do, but you know, that little extra bit of fitting really does make a difference depending on the pattern. All right, so now I'm just trimming off the excess. And there we go. I've added 0.75 inches. So that will give me a finished under bust measurement of 31.5 when you multiply that by 2. Okay. So now I need to draw a new side seam, little dot here for reference. And that is going to change the placement of my notches, or the distance of my notches. So I need to make sure either I change the notches on here or change the notches on the other pieces. I think I'm going to just leave the notches like this and make sure that they line up on the other pieces. I've done it both ways, but this should work. All right, so now I'm going to add 0.75, no, actually, I take that back. I'm gonna add, how much to this? I'm gonna add half of 0.75 inches from the band to the back, because I don't need to do a full bust adjustment to the back piece because your bust isn't in the back. My bust is in the front, and I don't want to add a full 0.75 inches because the front piece, the bust piece, is going to encapsulate half of that adjustment. So I want to make sure I only add half of that extension to the back piece. Does that make sense? I'm gonna use, I'm just gonna compare the notches on here and just look at what that is gonna look like. It's gonna be a pretty small band actually when it's done. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to mess up this curve here. My bust is in the front too. You know, I think most of us have busts in the front. Some maybe don't, but you know, don't want to assume. Cheeky. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to make sure, you know, it kind of looks like the notches actually aren't really lined up. And that actually has nothing to do with my adjustment. So I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know if I just didn't trace them great or it's a little bit off, and that bothers me that that's off. Maybe, I don't know. maybe they drafted it that way for a reason. I hesitate to, you know, make too many changes because sometimes stuff is done for a reason that I just don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like they could be accounting for grain or something. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And I probably will make a mock-up of the little bra top as well. And if that's off, then I can kind of just adjust that. Like if my notches are off on the mock-up, I'll adjust it on my paper pattern. So that being said, I am going to add, I'm gonna add some width kind of in the middle here rather than adding on to the side. Because I want to try to preserve this curve in the back. And I mean, I could, you know, I could do that, but I have a feeling I want to add it to the middle. So I'm gonna do it. And there's actually a little spot for where the button goes. And I think I'm going to just cut right down the middle of that. And I'm gonna try to really make sure that this is, you know, completely vertical where I cut. You can't see that. It's times like this, I wish I had a little T-square, a little small one. Okay. Do I have anything square around here? Okay, I've got a matchbox. I'm gonna use this as reference and see if it's how square this is. Actually, that is pretty darn square. Okay, so I am going to just cut up the side here. And then I'm gonna add half of 0.75 inches. And I have my calculator here, so I'm gonna use it. Okay, 0.375, which is 2/8 of an inch. No, because that would be a quarter. 3/8 of an inch. Hold on. Bear with me. So 1 divided by 8, actually 3 divided by 8, that will tell me. Yeah, so it's 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to add 3/8 of an inch right there, like that. I'm gonna do the same thing, so I'm gonna tape one side down. And then measure 3/8 out from that, and then tape the other side. Here's my smaller ruler, it'll be easier. Okay. Marie, what pattern are you going to be working on that's similar? I'm just curious. I feel like I lost my Sojo for like a long time actually, and it's finally back. I'm like excited to sew some stuff. I don't know what happened. Honestly, I think it was just too much pressure on myself. Like with YouTube, like I would feel Like, you know, I wouldn't want to sew anything unless I was filming it, because if I sewed it without filming it, I felt like I was like wasting content, which is not a good mindset to have. But I think I'm finally over that, because I'm doing these live streams. And when I'm done with this project, I'm gonna make like a, you know, wrap up video and do like highlights and stuff from the project and see how that goes, because just the sewing project videos are so much work. They're fun, but they're so much work. They take so much time, and just the thought of having to film every step is like, some people are into that. I am not. Okay, so I am gonna just smooth out this curve just a little bit and trim off the excess. It's a newer retro Simplicity 1426 for my daughter. Ooh, 1426, that sounds familiar. Retro 1426. I am going to look that up. Simplicity 1426. Oh yeah, I'm like 99% sure I have that pattern, or I used to, and that might have been one that was actually sacrificed early on, before I really knew what I was doing about tracing and adjusting and all that stuff. But I can't remember. I feel like I had one of them that was like that, the little bra top, but I can't remember if it was that pattern or a different one. But that one's cute. Okay, so the side back has been adjusted. Ta-da! All right. Let me kind of reference, measure this piece with the band piece, see how we're doing, see how accurate I was. Okay. Looks pretty good. I think I am going to have to adjust my notch placement. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to move my notches. Just a little bit. Get my eraser. Okay. All right, so here's the band again. Here is the back, side back piece, or not side back piece, back piece, but it goes around to the side. So it's looking pretty good. And then there is the center, or sorry, the side seam, and then of course the seam allowance there. So that's that. So now we can move on to the bust piece. So we've added 3/8 of an inch to this, and that means we're gonna also have to add 3/8 of an inch here to the width, and that's not including the bust adjustment, the full bust adjustment. It could, but I'm not going to count it since it's having to do with like the rib cage adjustment, if that makes sense. So when you do a full bust adjustment, for anybody who doesn't know, you're basically referencing your bust adjustment and your upper bust adjustment, and you're finding the difference between the two. So all of these kind of big four patterns are typically drafted for someone with a B cup, which is 2 inches of difference between your upper bust and your full bust. And if you have more or less than 2 inches difference, then you need to do either a full bust or a small bust adjustment. I mean, you don't have to, but chances are it's gonna fit way better if you do adjust, if you need to. So, since my under bust was 1.5 inches different, I'm using that as sort of like my rib cage measurement, and I need to add that to the rib cage part of the bust, and then the bust is like extra. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I think it does. All right, so I mean, you could just add it to that full bust measurement, I'm sure, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm still relatively new to the whole full bust adjustment thing. If you want someone who's really good at full bust adjustments, then check out Bianca Vintage on Tap. She also is going to be doing a live stream later today, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So if you, I don't know what type of stream she's going to be doing, but she's also going to be live streaming. So go and check her out. All right, so I said I need to add 3.5 inches to this measurement. The bust measurement. So that means I'm gonna have to divide it into 2 again, because there's gonna be 2 bust pieces, right? You always have to remember to divide by 2 if it's spanning, you know, around you, essentially. So I'm gonna do an adjustment of, let's see, 3.5 divided by 2, 1.75. So I need to add, and I've gotten to the point I like to like write little notes to myself, so you know, so I don't forget like mid what I'm doing how much to add. So I need to add 1.75 inches to bust, and then yeah, so I do have to add the 3/8 of an inch separate from that, because my upper bust was different. So I'm going to do that first before I do anything else, and I'm going to do that. Where should I do that from? I feel like I should do it right from the center there, but in the center dart. I mean, it's really not a ton of additional measurement that I need to add, lucky for me. I think I am gonna just do it from the apex. So I'm gonna cut up the middle of the dart. So like directly down the center here. And then I'm gonna add same manner I did before. I'm gonna tape this down. And then measure 3/8 out from that. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Trace a line, a reference line. Oops. Okay, and now I'm going to tape the other side down on that, and then so, you know, this is adding width to that bust measurement. So I think I am going to roll it into the full bust adjustment measurement because it is adding width. So anything added, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be adjusted for essentially. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Basically, I need to no, you know what? So I'm a little no, I think I shouldn't roll it in because, like I said, that's part of the rib cage adjustment. You know what? It's fine. I'm gonna just do it how I was originally gonna do it. And then, again, I'm gonna make a mock-up. Always make a mock-up. It's my best advice. If you're iffy about anything, make a mock-up. All right, so I'm gonna cut off the excess here. Yeah. So the dart is a bit wider now because I cut up that dart. But if I were to close that, it would be the same proportion as before, I believe. Well, doesn't matter. All right, so let me measure across here again to get the new measurement. So that would be about 10 and of course it's like you know, however many 16ths or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 times 16. Hold on. That's not right. Hold on. What's going on? Ugh, I'm hitting divided by. God. That's not even what I want either. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's 5/8. So that's 10/16. Good Lord. Can you tell math was not my strong suit in school? It really wasn't. But yet somehow I was always in advanced math classes, and I don't know. I don't know how. I just somehow skated by. I never failed a class. I got close. Not to failing like outright. I never got a final grade of a D or an F, but I did get a C. I did have some semesters when I had a D in math, which was not fun. But whatever. I know enough to get me by. Okay. So that's 11/16. Goodness gracious. All right, so 10 and 11/16, whatever that is. 10 11/16 plus 10 is 10.6875 times 2 is 21.375. So that's the new full bust measurement with that 0.3, what was it? With the 3/8 added. Okay, so plus the back part. So that was hold on, please hold. Okay. Should have just been able to add 3/8 to that, but I can't remember what the measurement was, so just don't hate me. Okay, 8. Is that right? 8 and it's like between 8 and a 16th and 8 inches. It's about 8 inches. Okay, so that means 16 inches. See, this is, I'm sure there's people that can do this like there you go, it's all done, there's the math. I just have to kind of muddle through with just like tons of numbers. I get there in the end, that's what's important. So, you know, whatever. Okay, 37.375. That's my new full bust adjustment. So I really only added, an inch and, how was that right? Because I needed to add 1.5 inches, and I added 1 inch and 3/8 instead. I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Someone's gonna tell me in there, and I'm gonna feel like a real dodo. That's 0.75 times 2. Oh shoot. I divided that. Did I divide that incorrectly? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, no, I did that right. So like what's, um, 0.75. Okay, let's do this again. So if we add 0.75 times 2, 1.5, that's correct. And then that is 6/8. Half of that is 6/8. So then we added 3 there. And 3 there. So what did I do? Maybe I just measured poorly. Hold on. Let's try this again. Let's measure. Maybe I needed to measure from a different place on here. That could be it. So let's try this again. That's the other thing, is like with the back piece, it's angled, you know? So don't know where exactly the radius or where the bust is lined up on here. Do you know what I mean? Because depending on where you're measuring from, if you're measuring from up here, it could be different than there. You know, I'm thinking it should be from maybe where the grain line is. Let's measure from there. Okay. So if I measure from the grain line, okay, it's 8 1/8. Okay. See, I think that that's what I did. I needed to measure higher up on this piece. So that's 8 1/8. So that's times 2 is 16 1/4. So that's a whole quarter. Yeah, or half. But no, quarter. All right. 16.25. And then actually, you know, I could have. My measurements might not have been super accurate from here too. That's the other thing, is it could have been come on. I mean, it really could be anywhere along here. It should be from the bust. So ten 3/4. So if I measure from there, 10 3/4. 10.75 times 2, 21.5. Okay. 21.5 plus 16.25. Okay. Yeah, that's it. 37 and 0.75. No, it should be 0.5. Damn it. Excuse my French. Oh, goodness gracious. What am I even doing with my life right now? So I wanted to add an 1.5 inches. So I needed to add 0.75 inches to the front and the back, divided by 2, 3/8 of an inch to both. I mean, I added the correct amount, so I'm gonna just assume that it's correct, because that's never bit me in the butt before. That's a joke. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be great. Okay. So the new measurement will be 7.75, 8.25. 8.125 times 2, 16.25 plus 'It's like it wants to be 10 point. This could also be a matter of the angle being a little bit off since I retaped it. 10 5/8. Five divided by 8 is 0.65 plus 10. Okay, so 10 and times 2, 21.25. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, okay. I think I was just measuring from the wrong places on here because I just did it one more time and it was 10.125 or I said that wrong, but basically it was 21.25 plus the 16.25, which is the 37 and a half. Okay. Good Lord. Anyway, it's correct. So thanks for bearing with me. All right. Now that that's out of the way, we can move on to the actual full bust adjustment for this. And I'm actually going to cut off the rest of the excess of this piece for posterity. All right. So move this down a little bit. Okay, I've been doing this for like a little bit over an hour. I'm just gonna keep going a little bit more. So the apex is here, and I want to add, how much did we say? So it's 37 and a half, which means I want to add I need to add 2 inches because right now the finished measurement is 37 and a half and my bust measurement is 37 and a half. And if I make it as is, it's gonna be like super tight, you know, which depending on your preference could be fine if that's what you want. But I think I do want to add the 2 inches of ease to the bust just for comfortability, and I don't know, just because I want to see how it looks as it's supposed to be drafted, you know, as it's intended. So I am going to add the 2 inches of ease. So that means my new finished garment measurement for the bust is going to be 39 and a half inches. So I've got to add 2 inches. So that means I need to add 1 inch to this, because if I add 1 inch to this, then it's, again, it's flipped, it's mirrored, and that becomes 2 inches of difference. You always got to multiply by 2. So if I want to add 1 inch to this, actually I'm going to just redraw the dart here. All right, so I redrew the dart from where I added the initial rib cage extension. That's what I'm gonna call it. And so there's 2 darts here. So I'm going to, I know I have to cut up see, how do I want to adjust this? There's different ways you can do full bust adjustments. I am gonna have to cut again up the middle and through this other side dart here. How do I want to do this? Draw a new line to the apex. And I think I need to go all the way up actually. I'm gonna have to cut that. More paper to work with here. Okay. I'll cut this again. Actually, probably gonna have to hinge it. So I don't want to do this. Well, I'm gonna have to add width here and here. If I did, see, okay, so I'm gonna cut up this dart here and I'm gonna leave a hinge at the top where the seam allowance meets. I'm gonna cut to there, and then I'm gonna cut at the seam allowance and just leave a tiny little hinge. See if I'm even gonna do this correctly. And yeah, all right. So see, I've got my hinge there, right? See if I can move my camera a little bit more. Bear with me. Okay. So I've got my hinge, right? And then I'm gonna cut another one through here, through this dart, all the way almost to here, and have another hinge. Actually, I might have, I think I needed to do that the other way. No, take that back. Did I? Hold on. No, I think that was correct. So I just have to, all right, I'm gonna make a little reference line on here. Oh my goodness. Motorcycles, always. Okay, so I've got this part, I'm going to tape this down, and so the apex, we basically want to add an inch right where the apex is. So that's like right here. So maybe I can get a little closer. Someday I will invest in some better streaming equipment. So basically we want to add an inch right here. So I want that to be like right there, somewhere along this 1 inch. So I'm gonna hinge this to where that part right there is at the inch line. And then I'm gonna hinge this back down to where it's lined up on that reference line there. Can you see it? I don't know if it's dark enough. Hold on, let me darken this a little. So there's my 1 inch kind of reference. And I hinged. You're looking at it, this is the top of it. This is the center front. This is the bottom of the little bust piece. So I hinge that out until that's at an inch right here. And then I swing this down to where this is also along this kind of channel, if you will. I think that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take this down now, commit that. And I probably should have done a little bit more extra paper here. It's okay, I'll just tape some more on. It's getting to Franken pattern status. Ice maker is going ham right now. Right. Okay, so I think I did that right. This is what it looks like right now with the extra width added right here. So now I need to basically figure out where the new darts are gonna be. So I need to figure out where the apex is. So that would have been right about here. Like right there. And so that means the new dart legs are going to be, this is quite a big dart here. Hope I did that right. And again, if you do a full bust adjustment, you don't want to have the darts pointing directly to the apex. Well, you might want. You're going to want to like back it up a little bit so that you're not getting like major cone boobs situation. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have it be about, I don't know, what's that, like half an inch away? Yeah, like half an inch away. So we're going to have the new dart point there instead of right there, the apex. Be the apex. And so that means we're going to take this old dart leg right here and then point that, oops, to the new dart point. Okay. Oh, that is ugly. Bianca, hello. Maybe don't look at my full bust adjustment. So so happy I was able to catch the stream. Me too. I'm looking forward to watching your live stream later. Okay, so and here's the old dart leg here. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm certainly not as experienced in full bust adjustments as someone like yourself, but I'm doing my best, damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna redraw this and then redraw this side. And you know what, I'm gonna be doing a mock-up, and if it ends up being really weird, like, it's fine, you know? I'll adjust it. So I'm gonna tape this down. Actually, I'm gonna retrace this. I think it definitely needs it. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to fold this, and I'm gonna make the new end of the dart here. So let's do that. I didn't choose the FBA Life, the FBA Life chose me. Yours looks great so far. Well, thank you. You know, after just kind of squeaking by on not doing adjustments for so long and having my stuff fit me like okay, I just decided that, you know what, I just have to bite the bullet and actually do the adjustments, because it's so worth it in the end, because it really does fit better when I do them. Oh, and you know what, actually, let me show you. I think I posted about this on my stories. Actually, I don't think I showed the finished thing, but whoa. Here's my my finished mock-up of this little shirt. It turned out super cute, I think. I'm really glad I did add the darts after all. It needed it. It needed it. I didn't make one without the darts to compare, but just based on how it's fitting, I think I was gonna need them anyway, so I'm glad I just went ahead and added them. I did curve the darts a bit, so I still need to add that to my paper pattern, but I had like kind of a lot of like bagginess like right here, so I curved the darts. That took care of that. Yeah, super happy with it. It's like super comfortable. I am going to try, I don't know if any of you who are watching saw I was kind of like talking about potentially making like a little, yes, Vegas and Palm Springs. I love it. Yeah, actually, this is totally that vibe, like 100%. I don't know if any of you guys who are watching now watched when I was talking about making like a little modesty panel kind of for this. I'm not going to make one for this only because it's so sheer. I think I like just using this as sort of a cover-up kind of thing, or like an extra layer over top of, you know, an undershirt. But I really wanted to be able to wear it like as a shirt, or, you know, this pattern as a top and not just a little like cover-up. So I think for my final one, I am going to try to make that little modesty panel, because it's not going to be as sheer as this, and it won't be so obvious that there's like an extra piece underneath, you know what I mean? So I will be attempting to do that, but it's a little bit out a ways. I still need to fit the shorts and this little bra top. So that's where I'm at right now, though. I'm chugging along and feeling really good about how this turned out, and I feel like my sojo is back. Thank goodness, because it was gone for a while there, which is interesting because I don't know that I've ever really lost it before. I kind of, you know, sojo being like your will to sew, essentially. I mean, there's definitely been times where I was kind of like, I don't feel like sewing, but this is like the longest time for me that it really was just like, I can't sew right now. I just did not have the I don't know, spark, I guess, to do it. But anyway, so I'm gonna just redraw this side, the darts. Ooh, my stomach just growled. Almost time for lunch, I think. Yes, I eat very late, actually. Bianca, I don't know if you would like to reveal this, but what would be the topic of your stream later on today? If it's a secret, that's okay. Okay. Oh, Smiley, it's a secret. Okay. Well, everybody's just gonna have to go and watch Bianca's stream. Oh, making a mood board for spring. Ooh. Mood board, not mold board. I was like, should I make a joke about that? I'm like 99% sure, 99.9% sure that you mean a mood board. A mold board. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Ugh, this thing has so many layers of paper taped together. I really should just put it out of its misery and just like retrace completely, but let's try okay. Oh, is that going to be going up or down? Should be going up. Why is that so off? I really got to get my living my Sailor Jupiter fantasy. Sailor Jupiter is my favorite too. Oh, I loved Sailor Moon so much when I was a kid. It was just like the coolest thing. And that theme song is so good. I think maybe if I got some more tape on here, that would help. I loved it. Who was that? PlayStation Crazy. Yeah, I had a crush on Speed Racer, an animated character. I really did. Good times, good times. The reboot was okay. I think it's still on Hulu. I never saw it. I never saw it. But yeah, I had a crush on Speed Racer. It's my confession for the day. I don't know why. That was like, I was really young. I was like probably, I had a crush on Trixie, LMAO. Oh my gosh. I mean, I knew he wasn't a real person. I don't know, something about him. Something about him. Just, I thought, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Come on. Oh, this thing is struggling. Oh man. Okay, Okay, who else had crushes on animated or fictional characters? Go. I know it wasn't just us. All right, so that looks pretty good to me, but all right, I'm just gonna cut it. I just thought he was so cool. I think I was like 6. Yeah, I mean, same. Darkwing Duck, LOL. Oh my gosh. It's that art style. I guess, maybe. I don't know. Darkwing Duck. I'm trying to think if I had any other animated crushes. I think Prince Eric was, I thought he was pretty cute from Little Mermaid. I had a thing for Pippin from Lord of the Rings. Was that animated or the live action? I am really not a... Let's get dangerous. Dunham. Oh gosh, I never watched that. I know of Darkwing Duck. I never watched it. I'm assuming that that's what that's from. I'm sure there were others. I can't think of any right now. Okay, so that's that. That looks pretty good. Now let me do the other side. Robin Hood from Disney Animated. Oh my gosh, the fox. I think he's a fox, right? Live action. Okay. Yeah, you know, I never really got into Lord of the Rings. Prince Eric is totally a babe, though. You know, he was. He really was. Or is, I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. You know, I wouldn't really say I had a crush on him, but I was like super into what the heck is it called? Kingdom Hearts when I was like 13. I was like obsessed with that game. Oh my god. Like obsessed. I used to make fan art. I never wrote fan fiction, but I was like a big fan fiction person also. Fanfiction.net. I was like super into Harry Potter fanfiction. Total nerd. That was me. Oh man. Okay, this is almost done. These darts look really huge, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Cookies. All right. I would be pressing this towards the middle, I think. Yeah, towards the middle. I just had a moment. I was like picturing origami for some reason. Like, I wonder if anybody ever presses the darts like open kind of and then down on top. Does that make sense? I wonder if that's a thing. Come on. This thing has so many layers of tape and paper. It's like really fighting me. Come on. gosh. So, spring mood board. I'm really excited to see this. When does summer start? Is it June? June 20 something? Is that when the, is it solstice? Summer solstice? Okay, yes, finally, got it. All right. I've got to redraw my circles because these are way off now. Oh, goodness. You know, it's weird, like, late June. Okay. Hello. Hi. Is anybody else working on any projects? Oh my gosh, this is this? This is gonna be quite, I mean, I know fabric and paper behave differently, but this is gonna be very pointy. Trust the process, Liz. Oh my god, my neck just cracked. You know, I think you're right, because I, you know, when I was adjusting this, I was like, this looks, I don't know about this, but it did work out. So I think you're right, but I'm also just like, what in the world? Because this is gonna be very pointy. Well, I was going to try to work on a tie pattern this afternoon with my sewing teacher, but my machine apparently needs to be oiled. One seized boy. Yikes. You should also make sure you clean out any like threads in there, because you are looking beautiful. Well, thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, I had a problem with my machine last year, I think it was, where it just suddenly stopped, you know, completely. And I ended up having to like clean it out with one of those, my little thread cleaner, you know, and it wasn't even that it needed to be oiled. I don't know about yours, but mine just had like a whole bunch of threads gummed up down below, and like not even threads, actually, like fuzz, you know, like the dust. Okay, let's see. I lost my Sojo for years, but recently got it back. My skills need some serious practice again, but I'm back into it. Your channel on sewing gives me serious inspiration. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I am very glad to hear that. Makes me very happy. Thank you for saying that. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I think I might try to do jeans, because I keep really wanting a pair of like vintage inspired jeans. And I don't have any, and I really don't want to buy some, because I don't know. I know there's a few brands out there that cater towards, or cater to curvy people, but like my waist to hip ratio is just so, you know, it's pretty extreme, that to try to find some that would fit, and then, you know, if I bought them online, I would have to try them on and probably send them back. I think I would rather just sew them myself. I feel like this chat is lagging on my iPad, but maybe not. Okay. This is looking crazy. Can you please tell me your height? Do you like to sew, Moy? Just curious. You know, don't want to assume you're a creep, but like, I don't want to encourage creeps. So if it's sewing related, I will tell you. If it's not, probably won't. Let's see. Yeah, I think it hasn't been oiled in 30 years. Whoa! So it could use it as well as there's probably some lint. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, wow. 30 years probably needs to be oiled. Okay. I think we're good. This looks really kind of crazy now. Did I do that right? Because the only thing is that now the grain line has been cut. I guess it doesn't really matter. I can just redraw it, but humph. Did I do that right? Just want to know. I think I'm gonna keep that to myself. Like I said, unless it's sewing related. You know, just to let anybody know who might be wondering, I am married, happily married, so thank you for the compliments, but I'm not looking. All right. What do you think, Bianca? Is this all right? The dart, or not the dart, the grain line is now like jacked up. So is that all right? Maybe adjust the dart end point down by another ½ inch to give yourself a more tapered bust point. Adjust the dart end point down by another ½ inch to give yourself a more tapered bust point. The bottom dart? Okay, the dart's end too close to the bust point. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Is it okay though that looks like you have a pucker right there on the tip? Yeah, that's because I have taped and I've got so many layers that it was like difficult to fold it. I think I will retrace this and then adjust it down. Yeah, it'll cause the pucker with them being so close as well. Okay, I gotcha. But yeah, so is it okay that so, you know, here, hold on, let me color this in a little bit more so it's darker. Okay, so this piece right here, that's the grain line, right? And then this one is, okay, hold on a second, everybody. All right. We should try and figure out if we can do a joint stream one of these. I was thinking that, yes. I would love to do that. Okay, so see how this is like straight across here? And then the dart, you know, or the grain, because of the adjustments I made, is now like that. Is that okay? Would I just draw a new grain line here, or did I mess this up somehow? I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm a little worried. And the other thing is that should I have added height to this? Because I didn't add any height. Prioritize the grain line closer to the center front, right? Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, this would be the correct grain line since this didn't change. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna redraw this. And then I will move the darts a bit. Should I have added some height to this? Now I'm like, I know there's so many different ways to do full bust adjustments. Looks okay to me though, besides the dart endpoints, the height looks like it'll work. I think so too. But again, you know, I can always just do, I'm gonna do the mock-up. Oh, I'm gonna do the mock-up and then we can see how that works out. All right, Chica, dropping off to do some video pre-production. Have fun rest of the stream. Thanks for coming. It was fun. Yes, we will have to figure out if we could do a joint stream somehow sometime. But anyway, I will see you on your live stream later this evening. Probably not going to be on here for too much longer, everybody. So I've already been streaming now for 103 minutes. Whoa. That's just crazy. You know, I was only going to do like an hour and then, you know, it just took longer than I thought it would, and that's pretty much the story of my life. That's okay though. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and, uh-oh, my iPad has very low battery. Okay. Point this downwards a bit. Okay. So I think I marked everything. So Bianca said I should move the darts by another like ½ inch. That is what I'm going to do. So this is the green line. And then, so I'm gonna move this. I will have the dart end about, I guess I'll do, you know, I'm gonna do, I feel like I wanna do 3/4 of an inch away from the apex. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then same for here. Okay, all right. I'm gonna redraw. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cut this out and then I'm gonna fold the darts and redraw the circles and fold it and make sure it's gonna be all right as is. So I think after I'm done with this, I need to do some chores. I have let this house get so messy. But I think I am gonna possibly work on, I might cut out my little tie top later because I want to do the shorts adjustment live streaming, I think, perhaps on Tuesday. I think my schedule is going to be like Saturday or Sunday and Tuesdays for live streaming. Okay, that's how that is currently. I'm going to fold this. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of paper actually to this, I think. It doesn't quite line up there. I don't know what I did. Okay. There we go. There's that, and then let's fold it. And then fold it to the center. Okay. All right, well, that's one dart closed. It's gonna be pretty pointy. Maybe I should have moved it down a little bit more like Bianca was saying. Okay, Bianca, you were right, you were right. Oh, goodness. Okay. Do that again. See, nine people are hanging out. Okay, all right. It's a little bit better, I think. Okay, well, yeah, or just again, I'm gonna do a mock-up, so you can try it out and see just how intense this is gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be different when it's fabric versus paper, obviously. But, okay. And then I'm going to move this one a little bit more too. So let's do like an inch away. Actually, I haven't even folded this one yet, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and move it. And you know what? I might cut out this top later, but I might work on this mock-up later some more. I think I might do that. I don't know. I actually feel like working on some sewing stuff. So this needs to go flat. Actually need to add a little bit of an extension onto this side as well. Okay, I'm going to redraw my little reference circles here. And okay, now cut the excess dart leg. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna just tape it closed so you can kind of see what it'll look like in theory. All right. Gotta turn this inside out. Wow, this is quite pointy. Oh no, that doesn't seem right. For some reason, I feel like that needs to be, maybe I need to curve them a little bit so they're not so, like, that does not seem right. This part's going to be gathered also, by the way. Yeah, I think I need to do a little bit more shaping of this bottom dart, especially because that don't look right. That does not look correct right there. So let's do that. Okay. Let's see, so if I want to smooth that angle out a little bit, I would do make it higher and then just kind of taper it. I don't know. What do I need to do here? I kind of curved it a little bit. That would be I'm drawing a blank right now. I think I'm gonna just leave it as is. Do my mock-up. And then pinch and pin and adjust anything in my mock-up. And then I'll make the changes to my paper pattern. So I think for now I'm gonna just leave it as is. And then we will see how it works out in the mock-up. But for now, I'm gonna call it. So if you stuck around this whole time, then you're a champ. And thank you for hanging out with me while I did this today, and hopefully it was somewhat helpful. I'm no expert, like I said, but you know, it can be good to kind of like see how people figure stuff out. And I don't know. I'll see you next time, probably on Tuesday. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and till next time.